is, what are some of the highlights?
Oh no! That's bad. Oh! Hey guys, welcome back to Erin in Copenhagen. I have a very exciting video for you today. As you can see, it looks quite different to my regular videos. I'm going to do a Q&A so you can learn a little bit more about me, who I am, why I'm in Denmark, how well I speak Danish, all these questions that I've been getting in the comments. But I'm going to do a bit of a fun twist on it. I wanted to do kind of my own version of Hot Ones, and if you've never seen that, it's a YouTube series where celebrities are asked various questions, but with each question they have to eat a chicken wing that has hot sauce on it, and it starts off kind of mild, gets spicier and spicier until the hot sauces at the end are just insane. So I have 7 hot sauces of my own and 7 questions that you guys have sent in, so thanks for sending those in. I'm going to get my husband to help me with the questions, so let's get him in here. So now we have Steve with us off camera. Say hello, Steve.
Hello, everyone.
Invisible Steve. So he's going to ask the questions. We've got our hot sauces here, so we've got 7. We're going to do 6 questions from you guys, and one of them, the last one, Steve's got a question for me. I don't know what it is. Knowing him, it's probably going to be something stupid. It's probably going to be something embarrassing to me, or yeah, we'll see. Okay, and then just to show you guys, I couldn't find chicken wings here. I looked in so many different stores. You can kind of find them, but they're already like pre-sauced. They're already pre-flavored. So I've just got some chicken nuggets here. So same thing. And I've done it in the Hot Ones style, where they get a plate and they get a bowl and they just shake the hot sauce and the nugget all together. Okay, so the first one we're doing is, so all these ones here are from the Angry Goat Company, just because they had, again, it's hard to find hot sauces in Denmark, so it's kind of just going off what I had available to me. So this is all Angry Goat Company, and it's so starting from mild to stronger, and I think I have the right order. I've looked up online what everything is. Might get a few surprises along the way, we'll see. And then Da Bomb, if you watch Hot Ones, that one is infamous. It's the one that just destroys everybody. So that is the hottest of the hot that I've got available. So let's start with this one, which looks nice and friendly on first glance. It's like a turtle, but then you see his eyes are like bright red, and he's not looking so hot. So, but it's called Hippy Dippy Green Avocado and Kiwi Hot Sauce. So that sounds quite pleasant. So let's try that one. All right, ready?
All right, so first question. Raquel D asks, what are the things you like and dislike most about Copenhagen?
Okay, that's really nice. I could see, like, we could cook with that. That's good. I could even put a bit more on, actually. What I like most about Copenhagen, and dislike, what I like most is the colorful buildings and like the old style buildings. It's just been fun learning about the Danish history behind them. And just in general, Danish people, they've always been very welcoming and eager to tell me about their culture, but like not in a pushy way. They're just really, yeah, they like sharing their culture, their history, and their language, which is really helpful. So yeah, I'd say the colorful buildings and Danish people are my favorite. Least favorite is probably, I would say, the cost of living, but we've just come from London, so it's not that different. Some things are, some things aren't. God, the thing I dislike. I think the thing I dislike most is how small Copenhagen is, because I'm a big city person. I love having big, tall buildings all around me, and Copenhagen can take a bit of adjusting to. Not that anything's, I don't know, it's not that it's better or worse, it's just, it's so different, and it's kind of, yeah, I remember in the beginning when me and my husband first started coming here, we'd hop on the metro and we would almost keep missing our stop because it would just come up so quickly, because it really doesn't take that long to get from one side to the other. Whereas in London, where we were before, sometimes you'd hop on the underground and you'd be sitting on there for like an hour, and then it would take that long to get just from one side to the other. So I'd say that's kind of adjusting to a smaller world over here in Copenhagen. That's been a bit tricky for me. Okay, so our next hot sauce starting to look angrier. It's the pink elephant, which sounds nice, but he looks quite mean. But it's cranberry and ghost pepper. Oh no. Ghost pepper is the bad one.
So I've heard.
So I've heard. Yeah, let's do this one. All right. Okay.
All right. MD Mad asks, what equipment do you use for filming, sound recording, and editing?
Okay, it's got a heat to it, but it's manageable. I can do it. Oh, but that's only number 2. No, my God, this is good. Okay. What equipment do I use? I use my phone. I have a Huawei phone. I can't remember which one it is. And I got a couple different tripods, so I go out around the city and set up my phone in various locations. What was it? The sound. As you can see, I just have a little microphone. Sound is not my strong point, so sorry if sometimes the audio sounds a little bit weird on my videos. And editing, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, which I've been using for decades now. So I really enjoy the editing process, if you haven't noticed. Our third one. Oh, I feel like we're doing good. I'm already on number 3.
And look at that.
Look at that. Okay. This one's called Sacrifice. Okay.
It's like not even halfway through.
Fire roasted habanero pepper. So habanero, I've had habanero stuff before. That's fine. That was a ghost pepper that I've checked off my list, and it wasn't that bad. So habanero. I feel like these are famous last words. All right. This one's really like colored red as well.
Henrik Nielsen asks, why did you come to Denmark? How do you make a living?
No, okay, that has a bit of a creep to it. I feel like these two are kind of on the same level. It's not any more spicy than the other one. Why did I come to Denmark? That is I don't even know where to begin. So I first came to Denmark when I was 17 because I had a Danish ex-boyfriend, and I didn't know anything about Denmark, but I would make visits back and forth every now and then when I could afford it as a 17-year-old. And then when I was 18 and I moved out of home, I moved to Denmark, initially as a gap year. So I started working as an au pair, ended up working for 2 years as an au pair for 2 different families, and then still in Denmark. And then I wanted to stay on and continue my studies. So I found a multimedia design course, and this was all in Odense. This wasn't in Copenhagen. So I found the course and started studying. Me and the ex-boyfriend went our separate ways. And then on this new course, I found my now husband. And it's quite funny because there was 2 branches of the multimedia design course, a Danish-speaking one and an English-speaking one. My Danish now husband went into the English-speaking one for some reason, and I always joke that it's because he wanted to, pick up some international girls, and well, I guess it worked. So here we are. How many years later? So after about 1.5 years after we met, we got married, so it was quite quick. And then just at the time when we were living in Odense, we lived there for about 2 years total. Don't know if you're familiar with Danish immigration laws, but they're very, very strict. And even if you're married or if you have kids together, it's no guarantee that you can stay in the country. So back then, the rules were, I feel, even more stricter than they are now, where you have to be, at the time, you had to be both over 26 years old. You had to have savings above a certain amount, and we're talking like 10,000 British pounds or something. Like no 20-year-olds, very few 20-year-olds have that as savings. And then you had to live in a house above a certain square meterage, or just all this long list of requirements that you had to fulfill. We fulfilled none of them, and even if we fulfilled some, like we wouldn't have hit the 26-year age requirement. So we started thinking where we wanted to go. So we tried out Canada for a summer because my husband, he'd never been. And we enjoyed it, but it felt a bit far at the time because my husband's family, they're all in Denmark. I've got family over in England. And obviously as broke 20-year-olds or early 20s, like going back and forth, it wasn't really a possibility. So we really felt like kind of cut off over there. So we're thinking of what kind of where else could we go? We chose London because it's a good middle ground. We could fly out to Denmark a bit easier, a bit cheaper. So that's where we spent the last 10 years. So that was kind of my part one of being in Denmark, and where I learned Danish then, not fluently, but I went to classes, and yeah, that's where I kind of got my foundation. Part two resumed after 10 years in London. We had a kid in 2019. We had a son. We just started thinking where we saw him growing up. London, it's great if you have tons of money, but childcare costs are astronomical over there. They're so high. Like I toured a couple of daycares to check out for my son, and like a normal price is about 20,000 Danish kroner a month, and that wasn't even like full time. That was like Monday to Thursday. It was a lot of money. And we just wanted him to have a bit more like outdoor space, things like that. So we started looking towards Denmark. That we were a bit older, we obviously qualified for the visa requirements a bit better, and also they changed a little bit, so that it was a bit more in our favor. So in June 2020, we made the move over to Copenhagen this time, not Odense, just because we thought with our careers, we kind of were better suited to a bigger city, and I'll get into what I do in a second. So we've been here just over a year now, and yeah, so that's my part two of why I'm in Denmark. First reason was for a gap year that turned into 4 years, and then second chapter was more family life and yeah, kind of settling down for that next stage of our life. And as for my job, I'm a makeup artist, a hair makeup artist, and I specialize predominantly in commercial fashion. So that's things like if you're shopping online and you see pictures of a model, I'll do the hair makeup for that. Or if you go in a store, you see campaign like posters or product pictures, things like that. That's what I do. More earlier in my career, I did a lot more magazines, things like that, but it doesn't pay very well. So kind of meant more the commercial route. I took a long maternity leave in 2019, just again because childcare costs in London were so expensive. I kind of had to be the one to stay at home, and then we moved to Denmark. Took some time to get my son into a vuggestue, or a nursery, and that's the Danish word for nursery. Once he was in there, then I started applying for work over here, but because of coronavirus, it's been in the very beginning. You like hairdressers, things, people like service people, they couldn't work at all, so that wasn't an option. So that's kind of why I started the YouTube thing, because it was a good side project that I can kind of focus on. And I'd studied way before moving to Denmark. I'd studied film and video production, things like that. So I already knew how to edit and I knew how to film, and it was just I was kind of playing to my skills a little bit. So the ultimate goal is to keep doing my makeup work, still applying for work for that, hopefully break into the industry here. It's a bit difficult because I moved over here, I had no contacts, I don't know anybody at all. So I'm still trying to figure that out. And then YouTube is kind of my side hustle, if you will. So yeah. I had a single sip of water, no milk, but we're getting to the fourth one now, so.
Getting to the fourth one, yeah.
We'll see.
Maybe you need a little bit more on some of them.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm getting the spice, so we'll see. All right, so fourth one is this one. The red armadillo just says hot sauce, taco style sauce. That sounds good. Okay. So number 4.
MD Matt asks, how do you plan and decide on projects?
Sorry, I think I got the order wrong. There's like, I'm gonna put more on. There's not a spice to that at all. Hang on. I don't want to do too much. Okay. Let me try again. That should be like here. Yeah, it would be nice on tacos though, don't you think?
Smoky.
Yeah, really nice. What was the question?
How do you plan and decide on projects?
I kind of just like as I moved to Copenhagen, I knew nothing about the city. Like we'd visited as tourists like a couple times before moving here. But I didn't know anything about history. I didn't know what was like west, what was north, like anything like that. So just from my own kind of curiosity, my own research into learning more about the city, that's kind of why I started the YouTube channel, because I just started getting all these like really cool like bits of information that I wanted to share with people. So it's kind of just as I'm doing this research and finding out more about the city, it's kind of just whatever I'm into that week kind of thing. I should probably be a bit more strategic about it. I know a lot of people who do YouTube videos, they go into like Google Trends and keywords and like what people are searching for, and I should probably do a lot more of that because it might help me out a bit more. But it's really just what I personally am feeling that week. And also a little bit it depends on the weather. Danish weather is so up and down, so sometimes I might have to change my plans a little bit to be like, okay, I'll shoot in a museum today because the weather sucks outside. So yeah, it's just kind of what I'm feeling that week. Okay, so now we are on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this one. Black bison hot sauce, triple berry, ghost, and scorpion pepper. Isn't that a bad one?
It sounds like it would have a sting to it.
Yeah. Okay, well, bottoms up.
Ben Hansen asks, I'd like to know about your education.
No, that's spicy. It's nice and smoky, that one. Okay, no, the spice is coming. Okay. I did an extra dab because that last one, was not spicy at all, so I was feeling a bit too cocky. No, I'm good. Education. So as I mentioned in the last question, I started out, so basically I guess it's similar to gymnasium over here, those kind of 2 years after you finish high school and you can kind of specialize what you want to study. That I did in London. What, you think it's spicy?
It's got some heat.
It's got some heat. It hits you after, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not like
a slow creep.
I didn't feel that at first.
No.
I can feel it.
Then now you feel it. Stu is also trying them off camera as we go, just because he's curious. Education, sorry. So those 2 years I kind of specialized in doing film production, as well as English language. And then okay, now it's starting to affect my brain. Okay, then I went to university for a semester I went to university after that for 1 semester to do film studies, and then I dropped out to do my gap year in Denmark. And then 2 years passed, and then I went back to the MMD course that I met my husband on. That was just I think it was only like a 1.5 to 2 year course. So I graduated from that, and then I had a couple of years. Did I have a couple of years? Maybe a year, and then I started my makeup course in like 2011, I think it was. It was 2011. I started my makeup course, and then that was only like, I think it was like 8 months or something like that, and then I was off working. So started with film, and then I started going into makeup. So that was kind of my trajectory. That was my path that I took, because I can't say trajectory. All right. No, that was good. I like that one. They're all good so far. I think they're all like usable.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like we could use this in cooking.
Yeah.
Especially that taco one, like 100% for like Mexican cooking. Next question, let's go. Wait, which one is it? Demon Reaper, okay. Carolina Reaper, that's the really bad one. And roasted sweet potato, hot sauce. I think I'm not gonna do a little bit extra on this one. I'm just gonna try it how I did with my original shaking the sauce over method. Okay.
MD Matt asks, how good is your Danish and how much do you use it?
Okay, let's go. Oh yeah. Not unbearable, but it hits you more in the beginning. And it just keeps building. That's okay. That's okay. I can do that one. Oh, okay. My Danish. Skulle jeg svare på dansk? No, I should. I said, should I answer in Danish? But I have English people watching as well. My Danish is very rusty. Because now I work from home doing all my YouTube stuff and trying to get my freelance makeup stuff started over here. The only time I speak Danish is when I pick up my son from his daycare. And like when I drop him off, pick him up, that's the only time. And then of course it's just very basic, like, did he have a good day? Thank you, goodbye. Like it's not advanced Danish at all. I would like to speak more Danish to get more used to it myself again. But the only problem is with my son, I'm the only one who speaks English to him, and I really want him to have that native level of English. So my husband, he only speaks Danish to him. He gets Danish at vuggestue, and then I speak English to him. But of course, that means like my language kind of suffers a little bit. My Danish suffers a bit because I just don't have the same practice that I did as when I lived before. When I was a student, my Danish was a lot better. I'd say now, written Danish, I'm pretty much fine with. Of course, there's some words I don't know, but you can just look those up. My listening comprehension has definitely gone down quite a lot, especially if Danes speak really fast or if they speak quietly and I just don't catch it. It's just kind of like, whoa, it sounds like one big long word. But again, if you can write Danish comments to me, it's fine. I'll write back in Danish. It's something that I would like to improve on personally. Should I say something in Danish, or is that cheesy?
I'd definitely say something. Show off a bit.
No, I can't show off. What should I say?
Favorite dessert, tell me in Danish.
My favorite what?
Your favorite dessert.
Min yndlingsdessert det er svært, fordi der er mange lækre danske desserter. Jeg tror, jeg kan bedst lide æbleskiver, fordi det er en dessert, at man ser frem til hver år, så når det begynder at blive lidt koldere i luftet udenfor, så du begynder at tænke på, det er tid til æbleskiver. Og det er bare en hyggelig ting at sidde rundt bordet, at have en stor skål af æbleskiver, og bare sidde med din familie og venner og spise sammen. This is Steve's question. Alright, and this is 𝗔𝗡𝗏, which is like the worst one, so no guarantees that I can even answer this, so don't get your hopes up. But you can see I've kind of liberally spread it on my chicken nugget. Okay, alright, let's see if it's as bad as they say it is. Alright, question.
Looking back at your last 10 years, what are some of the highlights?
Oh no! That's bad. Oh! That's just bad right from the start. Oh! Okay, I got it. It's fine. Nope, builds up again. Woo! Okay, now I'm going for the milk. Oh my god, that's bad. Milk doesn't help. Oh my god, my mouth is on fire. I didn't even think I could talk. Sorry, I didn't even hear your question. What was the question?
Over the last 10 years, what are some of the highlights you experienced?
Last 10 years. Oh my god. Having my son. I'm like crying. That's bad. If you watch Hot Ones, they're not lying. That is bad. Oh, Steve's nodding off camera. He just had one too. Am I? Oh, yeah. Gets worse. Highlights. My son being born. Oh my god. Living a life where I didn't know 𝗔𝗡𝗏 existed. I would say some with my makeup work. Like getting to shoot for Vogue. I got to fly to Switzerland. Oh, it just doesn't get better. Whew. Fuck, that's bad. Can't talk. Okay, getting to fly to Switzerland for a US Vogue shoot, that was fun. Just a lot of career highlights, I think. Like I worked really hard at my career and I got to a really good level. Got to still going. As I'm talking, it's like making it worse. Oh my God. Are you still feeling it? It's so bad.
It's like when you're exhaling.
Yeah. It's when you exhale. So bad. So I'd say my son, work highlights, like shooting for Vogue a few times. And also getting to travel a lot. We've been to a lot of cool places. Like my favorite's been probably Japan, China. Hong Kong was also really cool. Yeah, I'd say that's my highlights from the last 10 years. That was a really nice question. That wasn't a horrible one. That was a good sum up of.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, that is no joke. I can still feel it. I'm like.
That needs milk.
Oh God.
It just went from like not that bad to
yeah,
like,
all of these, even up to this one, totally fine. I could have any of these any day.
And same here.
And to be honest, I think we can incorporate all of these into our cooking.
Yeah,
that should be illegal. It should be, I don't even know what. Oh, I'm like literally shaking from that one. So I'm gonna go recover from the bomb. Thank you for sending me all your questions and for watching. Next week I'll go back to my more regular videos where I go out in the streets of Copenhagen and yeah, I can't even talk. That really fucks with your brain.